creative. So the role of leader is extremely important, like just you mentioned. um, uh, uh, the thing I would like to ask you is about the stigma surrounding mental illness at the workplace. How you think, how we should deal with it? As it you mentioned leader, right? Is a crucial part of the, talking about that, helping others.
Um, so, as I said in my introduction, I've lived with mental illness now for 18 years.
Yeah.
And I have had a variety of jobs. Um, and here are some of the things that I experienced that I wish would have been changed. Um, I did a lot of what's called pre-hospital care. So
Mhm.
I was working within healthcare. I was looking after vulnerable persons. So when you are working in that role, it takes a lot out of you emotionally as well as physically.
For sure.
The issue that I ran into is when I went to ask my team leader for help, I suddenly stopped being invited to things. I suddenly stopped, I wasn't being included. I was told that I was making other people on the staff feel uncomfortable and that I shouldn't talk about mental illness and my experiences with it. Um, that hurt. Like, that's just plain old hurt. I went and asked for help, and that help wasn't given. And in fact, I had faced negative repercussions for doing that. Um, I also, one of the things that I live with is post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Um, I lived through an apartment fire. I was about 10 feet from the flames that night. Just this past Monday was Canada Day celebrations, and somebody decided that they were going to put sparklers behind me going off. And all I could smell was furniture burning. That's all that my head was like, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. This isn't safe. Total flashback to that fire. Mental illness isn't something that can be confined to one small little box. It spreads out into all aspects of your life, into your work life, into your personal life, into volunteering, all of those things. At different points in my work history, I had to take a sick leave because I had reached the point of burnout, and I did not have the reserves to continue to work. I needed a break. There are things that the employer can put in place to make sure that they get these employees back into the workforce. So one of the biggest things is easing the person into the job again.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of this person has been off for 6 months for sick leave, they come back and you've thrown them back into a 40-hour week. They've been gone for 6 months. There's been a bunch of changes in policy and procedure. They have to go through a new onboarding process. That alone will send them back onto sick leave. You need to ease them back into the workforce. So instead of bringing them back full-time, maybe do a part-time. Maybe instead of doing 40 hours a week, let's start you out with 20 hours a week for a couple of weeks. See how you do. Are you getting the support that you need? Do you feel like you have the capacity to increase and go back to full-time hours? Other things could be accommodations. The reasons that people go out on sick leave, in my case, one of them was a lot of sensory issues.
Mhm.
So you said that there had been prior workshops on diversity and inclusion, and some of that includes wearing a set of headphones. It could include wearing a set of tinted sunglasses. It could include making sure that they get their regulated 15-minute break in the morning, their full lunch, and their full break in the afternoon, that they're not asked to do more. It could be as simple as giving them a stool to sit on if their job is to stand on their feet for the entire shift. So there are different ways that way. The biggest thing, though, is ask the employee what they need to come back. Because making assumptions and putting accommodations in place that aren't actually helping the situation is inefficient. It's not effective. It's a waste of money and time on everybody's side. So having those individual one-on-one conversations of, hey, welcome back. We're glad to see you. How can we make this transition back into the workforce work for you?